can I, like, rant to you guys? Is that okay with you? Orlin, we're filming The Leftovers. We're gonna come in here. I just got done doing Chick-fil-A on my other channel, which was also very controversial, apparently. I talked about why I don't like women and the things that I have against women. And I'm getting attacked in the comments. Well, I don't care. And I actually have to rant a little bit more. Orlin. I'm getting some nasty comments that I'm gonna respond to. And you know what? I'm literally gonna speak my truth about this situation because I'm tired of the rumors. I'm tired of them, and I'm tired of all these nasty, nasty, nasty people on my page. Let's go. Orlin. Click the link down below to follow me on Patreon for mukbangs and drama not allowed on YouTube. Must be 18 years or older. Link below. You guys, it's good.
I was gonna tell them that if I don't look good, it's because I've been crying all day.
We don't have to talk about it, let's just eat. We're not talking about that. So this is The Leftovers as usual. I'm kind of mad.
You're always mad.
Well, I rarely read my comments now because it's like, whatever. If anything, it distracts me. Because my comments on YouTube can be so mean. That's why I have Patreon now. Because I can talk to those people. When someone's like, this guy is so inappropriate for children. And I'm like, and? Is this a child site?
It shouldn't be watching you.
No, I make it adamantly clear over and over and over and over. I'm not for children. I've never been for children. And I say all the time, F the parents who hand their child a phone unsupervised.
It's on the parents. Like, have responsibility. I
would never give my kid who's 13, 14, 15 a phone. I just wouldn't. I know people do it all the time because I feel like they have to. You do not have to. I don't have a phone until I was 18. Give them prepaid so they can call you in the event of an emergency or text you. They don't need to have the World Wide Web at their fingertips. And then blame someone like me for creating content that I want to do in this free country. I don't have to think about kids. I don't have to monitor. I don't have to worry about them because they ain't my kids. The World Wide Web ain't for babies. It's just not. And I get this over and over and over. I'm like, I don't know what else I can do. I put disclaimers, everything on my Instagram and my Twitter. I say, don't even sign up here. Even my Patreon. I'm like, don't sign up if you're 18. It's not allowed. You have to consent to that. You have to I don't want you here if you're under 18. I don't. And it's funny because my analytics show that it's like 1% children. 1%. My analytics are mostly middle-aged women, which is my sponsorships. I never do video game sponsorships. I never do Beanie Babies or Teletubby sponsorships. I never do anything that remotely appeals to children because my sponsors who invest on my channel, which is kind of rare, but when they do, like a table, because they looked at my demographic and said, oh, the majority of your audience are middle-aged women, 40 to 50-year-old women is more than 50% of your audience. The rest is 20s and 30s. And then you have a percentage of kids that I wish I could block, but I can't. It's just like, it's ridiculous. People think that they know my demographic. Why? Why do you think you know it? Like, are you looking at it? No, you're not. You're just assuming. It just makes me so upset that I have to be somehow reprimanded in these comments like, this is inappropriate. I'm like, yeah, that's the content that I like to make. You don't like it? Don't show it to your child. I had one person who was like, I watched this, but once I found out you do this, I'm like, oh, I don't know. She's in 6th grade. I'm like, why the heck are you not screening content before you hand your child to watch it? That's just irresponsible, period. 100%. 100%. I wouldn't do that. It never happened to me. It's just people are lazy.
Take responsibility.
The internet was never designed to become a parent. It just wasn't. And to blame creators. Like, people say this to Trailer Trash Tammy all the time. And you can find 50 million people worse than her in terms of naughty content. And so what? So what? She and I bond on this all the time. We can't stand this type of crap. Oh, so there can't be adult content because a child happens to exist? Okay. It's just like, what the heck am I supposed to do?
Get them off the internet.
Well, the
With
YouTube
supervision.
YouTube knew that we have very lousy,
Parents.
lousy loser parents out there, and YouTube created an app for them, saying, let's help the parents out. Well, they don't do that. They think that they should just be able to use YouTube, and we, as creators, should just be responsible for the thing that they pumped out their body. It makes me so upset. And I don't hate kids. It's not like I dislike kids. But I don't being people using them as shields. What kind of parent are you? Oh my God. Donald Trump says more curse words than I do. Like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. He's the president. So I don't want to hear about my child saw you do this. My child saw you. It's like... And if you're upset by it, take their phone away. Sit down and have a conversation with them. Do your job. You want a child, you raise one. They're not a freaking accessory or a new purse to add to your collection. They are a person. And you don't want to do the work. Oh, it's hard. Well, you don't understand what it's like being a parent. Then don't make one. Then don't make one. Sorry, I can't be blamed for your lack of accountability or responsibility. I've been blamed for years, actually ever since I started. When I got deported, oh my God, this is too emotional. This is not, the children should be exposed to this. I'm like, children should not be on my site. And if your child is, like a bonehead, let that sink in for you to reflect and think, oh, maybe I should be a responsible parent. So mad. So mad. I'm angry. Like, I'm just years and years and years of this. And like I said, talking to Chelsea Lynn, it's like I told her, I said, I can't wait for this technology world to come out with a thing. I think Chris Crocker mentioned this too. Shout out to him. He was like, I wish I could geofence people, like a device that, like, you know how like your phone scans your eyes to unlock it? Something advanced that they can sense your age, and they don't even recommend pages to you if you're not old enough to see them, because there's no way to prevent that. That's why it always comes down to the parent, because internet is not a right, it's a privilege. Not everyone has to be on the internet. They don't have to see it. They don't have to use it. They don't have to think about it or have access to it. It is a privilege that requires you, the parent, to be responsible about. It's not a right like breathing and eating and going to the bathroom. It's a privilege. This is not normal. This is just like a basic, fundamental, factor and, an upbringing of a child. It's not. My parents didn't even grow up with the internet. And they're a lot smarter than all these other parents. Oh, it makes me so upset. I say over and over and over, and I don't know what else I can do. It's not like I even appeal to kids. I never talk about things that kids like. I never talk about video games. I never talk about Barbies. I never talk about school. I never even talk about school. I never talk about anything that has to do with, like, pop culture. I don't even know pop culture. I sit here and talk about Mozart and Bach and Beethoven, and I run my mouth about life experiences that only adults would understand. It's boring. I run my mouth. They aren't even gonna have the attention span to listen to me talk for an hour. You really think? Oh my God, this lady, she's like, my 12-year-old should not have to see this. I'm like, well, you should not let your 12-year-old see it. Because it was my video last week. What?
Take some responsibility.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
It was my video the other week. And I was talking about some inappropriate stuff, as I've been doing for years. I've always been inappropriate. Get used to it. And she was like, well, whatever. And I thought to myself, I'm like, do you actually think your 12-year-old sat here for 30... No, it was probably like an hour. Most of my videos are like an hour. Let's be real. 30 minutes to an hour. You think she sat here for an hour to listen to me cry about Mozart and parallel universes and just at Judge Judy? You think kids are watching Judge Judy? They're watching sports. They're watching... Well, again, even if I did talk about sports, most people who watch sports are not kids. Kids might like music. Adults like it too. Like, I don't know what else is to do. And I rhyme like Dr. Seuss. So, I'm just like, I've had it up to here with this BS. If you're a parent and you're upset, I mean, there's some parents that don't care. They're like, oh, he sees worse. I remember when I was being raised, I went to go see a movie called Billy Elliot, which was about an English boy who, you hungry today?
I am, no.
There's an English boy who wanted to do ballet, and he grew up in this family that didn't really support. His father especially was very mean to him about it. He didn't have a good, I think his mother passed away, his brother was mean. Britain was in the middle of a war or something. It was actually kind of a sad movie. It had a nice ending. In the end, the father, not to spoil it, but the father did support him in the end. He was supportive of the son. I don't know if he swung my orientation. I'm sure he did. Many guys who do ballet do. I think so. Because I think there was a scene where he tried kissing a girl and he didn't really like it, but he wanted to dress up like a girl. I don't even know. It really doesn't matter. The point is, I wanted to see that. Well, my parents wanted me to see this movie because I did Irish step dancing as a child, and I got picked on in that in school. Like, oh, look at you, little twinkle toes. You know, you're a fairy. This and all this type of stuff, and it was discouraging for me, saying I love this art form. I love to dance and express myself with this, and I'm being told from my peers that I'm bad for doing that. And my parents were like, oh, well, this movie had just come out into theaters. And my parents saw it on their own, and they said it made them cry. And it was a beautiful story. And they said, you know what? Nick should really see this because he can see himself in the main character. This is a role model. A boy who was picked on. They were well, the difference was I had a pretty good support network. His father really wasn't supportive. But, you know, whatever, you know, and he lived his dreams, and he ended up being famous and amazing in the end. And it was because he stuck through the bullying. Excuse me, this lighting is really bothering me. So, so it's rated R for language. It's not rated R for anything else. My parents didn't really like the nudity stuff. Like, I wasn't even allowed to see Titanic until I was 17. And all my friends talked about when they were like 13, 14, 15, 16. Again, that's on the parents to make that judgment call if they should be able to see that type of stuff. I was not allowed to see any movies that had nudity. My parents were like, no. Until I was literally 17. When I even saw Titanic when I was 17. I was like, wow, this is all I had huff and puff over, but whatever, you know. It is what it is. That's the rules. So, but this was rated R for language. That was it. Very strong cursing. And it was in British accent, so I don't even understand half the curse words, to be honest with you. And my parents said, you know what? We want you to see this movie with us. And we don't care if there's cursing, because you hear just as many curse words at home anyway. There's nothing new that you've never heard in this movie. And they knew too, me being younger, that a lot of the really crude stuff would go over my head, as it does for most children. They don't even know what you're talking about. Even if you're using keywords, innuendos, this and that. So I saw, you know, and I saw the movie, and I'm just pointing out that my parents decided to let me see it because there was worse things happening or that I had already been exposed to, such as curse words. So I'm just bringing up this because there's probably some parents that know that their 15-year-old child watches me, their 16-year-old son enjoys me, and they're like, you know what? They've seen a lot of my content, or they watch it as a family. I get a lot of, you know, Nick, I don't know what to say. You know, I do cameos and the son turns 17. Hi, happy birthday. You know, and it always makes me a little uncomfortable, I have to be honest, because my content's never with a child in mind. Ever. It never has been. I'm almost 30. There's nothing I talk about on my channel that even appeals to kids. Oh, you eat a lot of food. So does every other eating channel. It's just like, what? Oh my gosh. So, anyways, you know, if you're one of those parents and you think, okay, well, what you say is really nothing that I think my son has already heard before, but whatever, then you make that call, but you screen the video. You don't make me have to babysit your child. You do that work. I had someone in my YouNow stream a long time ago. Her name was Tracy. Hi, Tracy. And she had a daughter who played violin. And so she wanted her daughter to watch me. She was probably like 10 or 11. And Tracy was a big fan. She probably still is. I don't use YouNow much anymore. I might in the future, but she was just like, well, I said to her too during the stream, this was over 2 years ago. I was living in Colombia, and I said to her, I'm like, it was live too, so she's typing questions. It's probably still out there. I have all my live streams recorded. And I was like, I said to her, I said, you know what I make? You should not, you know, I hope she doesn't watch my meltdowns, my divorce talking, my boyfriends, my fights, the drama, the overeating, talking about this and that and this, and like, I hope she's not listening. And Tracy said, oh no, I screen everything before I let her watch it. And she's like, if there's something I want her to watch, I watch it first. Because she was a fan, like I said, she watched me. And she determined, this video, you know what, besides maybe 1 or 2 points, which, you know, might go over their head, we'll let her watch this. This video, oh no, she ain't watching this. They didn't have cell phones. You know, her kids did not have phones. And they were 12, you know? And now it's like a 7-year-old needs an access to a phone, which is just like terrible parenting, I think. But anyway, so Tracy screened it. So her daughter, I even know her name. Hi, if she's watching. You know, I'm aware of her. You know, she played violin, and then Tracy sent me a video of her playing violin. It was really nice and stuff, and I was like, oh, you go, good luck. You know, I was trying to be supportive. So she knew it, but she wasn't exposed to everything because the mother made sure that she showed what was age appropriate, because she knows, by watching me, that I'm not a child channel. So, she said, oh, I'm gonna have this. Do you have the spicy sandwich?
Okay. You talk too much.
I'm very upset. I'm sick of this. I've been dealing with it for years, and I've made many videos like this, you guys. This is the umpteenth time of Nick ranting in the middle of the night about people saying, get your children off. I've said this on my Instagram a million times. I'm like, I don't want, I put disclaimers. I put disclosures. I have a whole legal team that monitors my Patreon. People from California, they screen every video. Well, they don't screen it, but you know, everything goes through a company. I'm paying a lot of money to have a team with my Patreon and my other accounts out there. Okay, I have the best type of consent, disclaimers, disclosures out there, and the best legal language and simple language too. Every single thing, I make sure it's clear. Don't follow me if you're under 18. Don't. I could be way worse. I could be like, well, I don't even want, you know, I don't want to say her name, but you know, there's other YouTubers that literally spread their legs on their Twitter. Don't even censor it. And she's still allowed to do that. That's the thing. Twitter's not a child app. I would never give my 15-year-old daughter access to Twitter. There's no rhyme or reason for her development of her brain, for her to have a social life, for her to have friends, you know, to hang out with her peers, for her to learn in school, for her to know things about the world. There's no reason why a child should know about Twitter. There's adult stuff all over Twitter. I think it's the second biggest sector, category on Twitter for SEX type of workers. Second biggest, followed by politics. My 15-year-old daughter shouldn't be watching politics, especially not knowing what they're saying, and things are dramatized and you know, overhyped for clicks. You know, the media can be pretty corrupt, and it's just there's awful uncensored things on Twitter that don't even belong on the news because they know that it's gory and this and that. And you're just gonna let your 15-year-old daughter have not only a phone but Twitter, and then get mad because, oh, Trisha Paytas opened her legs on her Twitter. Well, that's not her problem. It's yours. But I even take it a step further, and I censor everything. I put disclaimers. What am I supposed to do? Just not live because you are a bad parent? I think not. I think not. These parents get a good whooping, like I used to get with the belt. Like, think of the developmental crisis you are subjecting your child to. Not my fault, your fault. Because you don't want to monitor, or it's too much work, or, well, all her friends have it. Well, the times are changing. If the times are changing, shut your trap. Or be a parent.
It's asking too much of them. They're not gonna do it.
Then get off my page. I could probably pull up my phone or whatnot. Yeah, I could. Where's my phone? It's charging. I usually have my phone here. I could. Oh my god, I'm so angry. And let me put this on a different setting. Click the link down below to follow my Cameo, where I will make a special video just for you. We can also message each other too. Link below. I could pull up my phone right now and just type in the word inappropriate or children or child, and I will get tens of thousands. Did you know my channel has over 5 million comments in total? 5 million. I have some videos, some of my most viewed videos, that have 100,000 comments. 100,000. Okay? So there's a lot of opinions, a lot of people from all around this world that stumble along my crazy channel. And I guarantee there's at least 10,000 comments about, this is inappropriate. This is inappropriate. This is inappropriate.
Get a life.
This is so inappropriate. For who? For who? For Sally's kindergarten class? For your brother Jack? Who? Who's it inappropriate for? Oh, Sally's kindergarten class. Well, get the kindergartners off this place. Like, what deranges people to think that YouTube is a place for the kindergartners in the first place? Yeah, laziness. Where's the little sauce? Oh, you opened this one?
Mm-hmm. Looks good.
I like this one. And you know, there's really nothing else I can do. I'm doing everything by the books. I've talked to many attorneys about this. I am 100% by the books. Many attorneys. How many thousands of dollars have I spent this year on different people?
Oh my god.
Media attorneys, IP attorneys. I am a business producing content. Whether you see it as foolery, drama, acting, buffoonery, it's a business that makes money for producing content. What are you going to say to our president when you Google his, Melania? Your poor 15-year-old Sally Googling Melania. Blast from the past. No shade to her. I'm all for that, actually. But, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't target kids. I don't make content for them. I don't do anything that would even suggest an interest. So I'm allowed to be a person and do what I want as a 30-year-old man. Period.
I'll leave you alone. I'm gonna go drink water.
Do we have more food to eat? Can I actually change the battery? This is battery's dying. I just charged this. Something's not funny with the battery.
Want a new battery?
A new battery. Please.
I need all that.
Good. I'm pissed. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I changed the battery. Anything I should add to this? This little rant?
I don't know, it's just very upsetting when you have parents that like to blame everything on the creators, but they don't take accountability for their own inadequacy as a parent.
Yeah, that's
just it's ridiculous.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. It's just
there's really nothing else to say.
It's all on the parents. It's just the most ridiculous thing to me. Like,
100%.
Why should they have a phone?
100%. I don't even want people to think. Well,
I didn't have a phone until I was 18.
Well, no. Don't you twist this and think, well, okay, well, it's partly the parents' fault. It's 100%.
It's all their fault.
It is not my job, my concern, my responsibility. It's not even unethical.
Stop being lazy. You buy phones to keep them entertained because you're too lazy to be a good parent.
The lawyer? It's not even unethical to make the content I want. It's not even considered unethical. It's just actually just not. It's but hurt parents. It's not an alpha. It's not. We're not even talking about the law here. I mean, there's not. It is perfectly fine to fart, to cry, to do whatever you want, But yeah, it's not even unethical. It's just not. It's not. It's not like I sit here and say, hi, little boys and girls. Grab your teddy bear. Okay, okay, well, I want you guys to come over here. Like, no. I'm just like, oh my god, I just want to
like buy them Jenga, buy them a game. You don't have to get a phone to keep them entertained.
That's what I'm saying.
I used to play board games.
That's what I'm saying. They think they need to do it to keep them busy.
Stop being lazy.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's that they think that's the only option.
It's not the only option. Buy board games. How about teaching them to read books? Start them young. Teach them to read.
No, they can play computer games. I played Roller Coaster Tycoon. I played Mall Tycoon. I played The Sims. I played. They can do so much to keep themselves preoccupied. Give them a library card. Make them read a book. My parent, my mom, she was very, very strict about us, where we weren't allowed to have privileges, and this even included me playing violin. That's how strict of a household I grew up in. Where you had to read a certain number of books during the summer. And my mom, she would make us do school books during the summer. There's these programs that she bought where you would have to read and answer the questions. Read a chapter, and then at the end, fill in the blanks, circle in the bubbles, to keep our brains working. We weren't allowed to go to the amusement park. We weren't allowed to go to the water park. We couldn't even go to the beach unless we met our responsibilities, because beach, amusement park, and amusement park are all privileges. They're not a right. They're just not a right. We had to earn that through doing intelligent things with our time. By doing these, I forget what they were called. They were like school during the summer books. It was for, and they divide them into grade. First grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade.
Busy work.
Yeah, I would spend hours. My sister and I. My brother used to cheat. He used to go in the back, and he used to, because my mom forgot. One summer, my mom forgot to rip out the back, because the back there's a key for the parents to check, and it says all that. And I'm not gonna say it, but Jonathan, he looked at the back, and it said answers may vary. And he was probably like, I don't know, second grade, third grade, and he just copied it like a robot, and he put in the blank answers may vary, because it's supposed to. It's like A, B, circle, D, cross off, check mark, and then there's a section where you have to type out your opinion. Right? It was all hand done, by the way. And he wrote answers may vary on the lines. Like, it didn't occur to him, like, oh no, that's not going to work. And my mom, she was like, answers may vary. Know what else is going to be vary? The shades of white on your butt after I whack it. And she went after him. Oh my god. And my other brothers and my sisters, we were laughing so hard. Answers may vary, just like the amount of hand marks on your dupa. That's gonna vary a lot tonight. Oh my god. And I'm not trying to say I had the best parents in the world. Every parent's a little bit different. So a lot of my friends thought my parents were too strict. Whatever. But at the end of the day, I am not responsible for your way of parenting. And if you're going to be the type of parent that lets them do whatever they want, I had some friends that could do whatever they want. Even when I was 16, I remember one girl, she was in my class. All my friends were girls growing up, and her parents bought her a car. She was failing math. She had to redo American history twice. She was always getting into trouble. She started smoking, which is like you don't do when you're 16. No. But she did all these things, and her parents bought her a car, and my mom was just like, actually, no, my dad too. It was like, no, because I wasn't allowed to have a car. She's like, what did she do to deserve, she's not doing well in school. She doesn't do anything in the arts or sports. She's not, working on her head as she's growing. And her parents were clear. She was the type that could go to any party. She actually was the one that made me so jealous because she had a phone, and she used to text guys, and they used to send each other photos, and I was like, oh my god. I'm like, I voted to do that. That sounds like fun. It's not allowed. And, her parents just bought her a car just because. And it's like, you're going to have parents like that just, they will treat them like angels, and they can do whatever. Well, that's fine. But if you find out that they're watching me, you have no room to talk. And especially the parents that don't act like that actually want their child to be a productive member of society, and they try to raise them so that it's good. You especially don't have any rhyme or reason to come to me and say, well, you had no business doing what you do on Patreon, or doing what you do on all these other places, or, posting what you did on Instagram. I'm like, who are you, Miss Good Parent, Parent of the Year, to shift blame onto a random old YouTuber posting content for his or her audience. You are like, no.
It's just ridiculous.
And I'm so sick of it. And it's always going to be here. That's the thing. It's always going to be here. Why? Because I look young. Do I look like I'm in 8th grade? I don't think so. Look at this double chin. But even when I was skinnier, people say like 4 years ago. What was I 4 years ago? 25, 26. I was 26. Yeah, I was 26 years old when I started mukbangs. But since I was so skinny, I looked kind of young. I looked like I could pass for 18, 19. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This is not a kid's site, period. It's not, it ain't a .gov, a .org. It's not, library. It's literally YouTube. It's for anybody. You see people chopping up animals on here. You see people doing so much more worse stuff than anything I've done. And that's just the world. It's YouTube. It's for anyone in the world to upload what they want. Whatever gets here is here. Oh, it's just like... And I'm supposed to feel guilty? Like, I'm supposed to feel bad? Mm-mm. Because Sarah waddled her way onto the internet, she downloaded Twitter and found me? I'm supposed to be feel bad. Like, oh, there's people saying too, like, he doesn't even have any kind of remorse. I have no remorse. None. If I was employed by a children's show, if I worked on Nickelodeon, I would have more of a responsibility because I knew for a fact that my audience would be spoon-fed to kids. If I was a Disney character, I'm not. I never have been. I've never tried to be. Like, oh my god. It's a good thing I didn't audition for Blue's Clues. Remember I mentioned that one time?
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably a good thing I never did.
You would have all the bad parents.
Well, here's the thing. They would have never hired me because they would have Googled me and been like, oh, look what he does. And that's why I never bothered to apply because I'm like, you know what, you guys? There's a lot of me out there that won't really coincide with this. You need someone who's squeaky clean or someone that doesn't take things to the edge like I have done my whole career. So that was mainly why I never bothered applying because I always said I like to be animated. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's not my style. It's just not what I do. If anything, my dream is to have my own reality show. It'll
probably be on TLC.
Stop. I'm not getting a 600. I'm very smart. I ain't gonna let myself. How much do I weigh today?
You're halfway to 600 though.
A little over. Maybe I'm stopping this whole mukbang thing in like a year or two. So
that's what you're saying now.
Oh no.
You're gonna be bedridden.
Hey, I know I've told lots of fibs over the years. I know I've been inconsistent. I've contradicted myself, and I'm a hypocrite in many ways. I know. I'm not perfect, but if I can make you any promise, I promise to you, when I am actually in my 30s, I will not be eating junk on camera. I don't care how much money I'm offered. I don't care how many followers I have. I actually don't want to pass away. And here's the thing, even if it was just like once a week and I was healthy off camera or whatever, I don't know what the future holds. I know a lot about nutrition. Okay, I'm doing something very risky and I'm taking chances. It's my choice to do. And I'm well aware, I've been talking about this for years. When I'm in my 30s, I put my body through enough. My butt agrees with that statement. My butt agrees. It's been hard. It's been a hard journey. I'm still alive. Those neighbors are very loud. I'm so sorry, but anyways, that's one promise I will keep because I know myself. It will be this October 5th. So actually, like 5 days from now, it will be my 4-year mukbang anniversary. I started on October 5th, 2016. I would have been 25 years old. What?
Still smells.
I don't smell anything. You're lying. Don't be dramatic. I'm sorry. 2016, October 5th. I made a promise to myself. I said, I'm gonna film every day for at least a year. Cause I'm like, you know what? F the vegans. You know, I'm finally enjoying myself.
They're still watching.
No rule. I know, it's good. No rules, no limits, no, you can't do this. I'm done. I'm like, I'm done with that. I'm gonna do what I want. So, and I posted every day for a year. And then October 5th, 2017, that's when I stopped posting daily. And I posted, you know, once or twice a week. Well, then I don't have to give you the whole synopsis. I've been demonetized a lot of different times. So I made lots of channels over the years. And I'm kind of back on the posting every day. Praying that the ads stay. Oh my God. So, I post basically every day. Not on this channel, but all, you know, everything combined. There, at least once a day, something of mine is coming out. And, you know, that's a lot. I've filmed almost 1,000 videos by now. Oh, at least 1,000 videos. If you add up all the videos on all my channels. Nikocado 1, 2, 3, 4, Noodle King, my collabs with Orlin on his channel. And this is not even counting all the hundreds of videos we deleted from our past when we were, you know, propaganda machines. Cheese will kill you. You get all the protein you need from orange juice. You don't need fats. Your brain only runs on sugar. You can eat unlimited amount of fruits and vegetables and you will be healthy 100%. You don't need animal products that ought to be healthy. And long term, it's very, very good for you. Oh, we used to say the longest lived people on earth were vegan. We used to say that too. It was a lot of BS that we were taught.
Look at them now. They all look like raisins.
Oh my God.
They're in their 30s.
We're not going to talk. I don't look so peachy myself being 28. I look pretty, I look a lot older than I am.
You look younger than most of the big vegan YouTubers.
Oh, then I don't even want to talk about looks. I'm just saying, I mean, yeah, I do. That's kind of funny, but I'm not the best in shape. I mean, I would love to lose 100 pounds. I've gained 150. I think 100. I think if I'm 200, 230-ish in that range, I'll be very happy.
I think 160 looks good on you.
Oh, stop.
150.
You have body problems, and everyone knows.
I want to be 130.
You are disgusting. You are 6 foot tall. You are. I won't let you be 130. You know what? You can dream all you want, boy. Your body won't even let you get that way. You are just delusional. He was 130 when I met him, and he was 5'8". He grew 3.5 inches over the course of us being together, and he thinks his body should just weigh the same. That is a lot. Every inch is like 25 to 30 pounds. An inch.
I was
bone, mus, glycogen. You
gotta tell them the backstory though.
Bigger kidney, bigger organs. You have so much more blood.
You gotta tell them the backstory though. I stopped growing like when I was in my 20s, like when I was 22, because when you're a vegan, your body's so deprived of nutrients that you don't mature until you're like in your 20s.
Yes.
Which is crazy. Because they might think I stopped growing on like 16 or something, but I didn't.
Oh yeah, when I met him, it was 18, and
and I was still growing as a vegan because my body was so deprived of nutrients.
He was so short. I've showed photo. Oh, you guys, I got a lot of views and a lot of comments on my what was it called? Reacting to my vegan days. It has almost 400,000 views, I think, something like that. And all the well, not all of them, but a lot of people were like, do part 2, because I said I found many more photos. Do part 2. People thought it was very fascinating for me to share my thoughts now. And obviously I went from an extreme to another extreme, which I'm very well aware of. I do have self-awareness, okay? But people want more. People love seeing before and afters. I think that's very popular. Before and afters of anything. House makeovers, car makeovers, plastic surgery, weight loss, weight gain. People love a before and after. It's very fascinating. So I'm aware of that. So I'll give you guys another one. Just throwing it out there. It took me like 6 hours at least extra to edit, because I had to watch it. I had to input. People have never edited. People think I just sit here and I'm done. They don't see. I have to sit there, find the files on my hard drive, import them, drag them one by one, line them up, watch it, adjust it. Like, they've never coded any video. They've never done any type of legwork to make a video happen. They think, oh, you just eat and get paid. You're so lucky. It's like, I'm living 5 office jobs at once. I have no life.
That's a lot of work.
No life. Thank you very much. And I'm happy to do it. So you're welcome.
It's a lot of work.
So, anyways, that's my little rant for today. Oops, this is about to die. Can you click that recorder?
Yeah.
So that's my little rant. It was kind of cool because Orlin just sat here. You have it. You're hungry. It was kind of cool because Orlin sat here.
I ate everything.
We didn't argue.
Well, I don't have energy because we spent so much time arguing before we started the video.
I know. Let's not get into that. It was a really bad day.
It was bad.
He was crying. I didn't cry, but I kissed your feet, which I never do.
You didn't do it well enough.
I did. Stop.
Not like Enrique does it so much better.
Oh my god, enough of that little fairy tale. You guys, thank you for listening to me. I'm still upset. People, ugh. Jesus. Cheapers. You eat it.
You need the calories.
Cheapers, creepers, Orlin. Cheapers, creepers. So I'm going to say goodbye. I feel like I'm missing something out. I know I've made many rants about this in the past. I talked about this in the past, probably at least 2 months ago or 3 months ago, and I was like, I'm sick of these people saying I'm not child friendly. But
you can talk about it all you want. They're still going to talk about it.
Oh no! Oh yeah! They're still going to say they still feel justified in even thinking that way. They feel justified in thinking that way. Like, what is you can't argue with stupid. It's almost like a form of brainwashing. It's like you can't argue with, there's diet nuts, the vegans. There's religious nuts who say these
veganism's a religion.
Religious nuts that think other people who aren't like you deserve to be. All the crusades. I mean, you can't argue with nuts. If people are programmed and brainwashed, there's just you just have to ignore it and do your thing. But I have a lot of people that read these types of things and they just think, oh, this person says that his audience is children. Well, maybe it is because I read it. I ain't gonna be one of those people that lets that fly because that really gets under my skin. I'm like, oh my god. Like how? I mean, I can't stress it enough. There's really, my lawyers have said there's really nothing else you can do. You're doing everything you can. They tell me not to worry, just let them type because it spreads your channel. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know they're spreading my channel because they're so upset they have to go type about it and spread my name everywhere.
Obsessed with you.
Nick said this. Did you see? Nick said this. My haters are strong. They're the first ones that dumbest. I got a hater in my Patreon yesterday.
Oh, they paid
$24. $24 to tell me two things. They said first that my face was not attractive.
Good. Okay.
I'm like,
we know.
Okay.
We know.
Thank you. I really wanted some extra talk about tonight, but now I just gave her free. Thanks. And what else they say? They said they like my face and
Probably you're fat.
Oh, something about my content. They didn't like the video I posted.
Oh.
And everyone loved the video. That's the thing. The video, it was a mukbang. I do mukbangs over there, and they were just like, this is too much mumbo jumbo. I thought it would be shorter because I said I would do vlogs. I'm like, well, let me do some mukbangs first. It was like a 45-minute video. And they were complaining about the length, and they thought that it was not as, it should have been more concise, and they thought I was going to show more of where I live. I'm like, it's been up for 7 days. My Patreon is 7 days old. Relax. People are so impatient and entitled, and it's just like, oh my god. And they paid to complain about this. This wasn't just someone that was like, oh, I'm really. It's like someone that, your face is gross. You are ugly. You think people like you. They really don't. And where's the vlogs? You're a liar. You're a fraud because there's no vlogs here. I'm like, give me a chance to make one, actually. You didn't sign up to an already made library. This Patreon was created 7 days ago. And when you signed up, you still got like 100 content posts from 4 years ago when I created the Patreon page. Back when I lived in Colombia, which was 3 years ago. So, oh my god. People will pay me to tell you they don't like me.
Sometimes I block people, and then they come back immediately with like 5 fake accounts.
Oh, well, since they're paying, I'll take their money. They can stay all they want. I just hide them so no one else can see their comment. I'll take your money, honey. Okay. Okay. You're that stupid that you are gonna earn money, work really hard at your job, and give it to me to tell me that you don't like me. You are an idiot. An idiot. If this was Instagram or YouTube, I never block people on YouTube. There's 10,000 comments a day across all my channels. A day. Sometimes more if it's a trendy video or something. If I post in one day from my main, my second, my third, my fourth, and more, it's like 10, 20,000 comments a day. On old videos, on new videos, on videos from last week. There's always new people. I ain't blocking nobody.
I don't even read my comments.
But on Patreon, obviously I'm going to see it. It's an exclusive. And that's the thing. It's a first come, first serve. I limited the amount of people. My $8 sold out yesterday, and I added another 100 spots. I'm like, and then I'm done. I'm like, I don't want this to be a free-for-all. But I thought to myself, I'm like, who's going to pay to tell me they don't like me? Well, and It already happened. It already happened. Someone paid to tell me that my face was ugly and they didn't like my weight.
Because they know you're reading it.
That's just viral.
No.
I know. I'm like, is it worth, you know, a damn $24 to feel upset now? No. So no, I think I will block him after this video. Remind me. I'll block the guy. I'm assuming it's a guy, but whatever.
People need to get over it. It's just crazy.
Okay. I'm sorry. Well, this is my channel, so I was gonna say I took over the show, but it's my channel. I'm allowed to take over the show. So upsetting. And it's a double standard because again I've talked to Chelsea Lynn about this, and then some of the because I've noticed because sometimes you do know, but we filmed about a year ago and I was definitely more into reading my comments back then, and I saw a lady who was saying really bad things under my videos, but under hers was praising her, and Chelsea Lynn's like, Nick, I'm more crude than you in some ways. In some ways I'm way worse. I'm way more dramatic. It's just like a double standard. If they happen to like you, it's okay, but if they don't, it's gross. It's like the analogy I made in my rant on my 4th channel, on More Nikocado. I posted a video called Massive Chick-fil-A Feast. Well, the whole thing is a rant about a lady on Twitter who was so upset because a guy complimented her outfit while she was at a restaurant. And he said, I like your necklace. And she took it to Twitter, like, she felt, uncomfortable that he said, I like your necklace. And it was just so, and a lot of people were like, yeah, go for it. Yeah, you have every right to feel bothered, which you don't. But some of the people were saying like, well, if that guy was attractive to you, you wouldn't be saying anything. It's only because you're attracted to the person, you're going to determine whether that action was good or bad. If this was a hot guy that you happen to have the hots for, would you be bothering to say someone's gaming? You would be like, yes, honey. Or you would have enjoyed that secretly, like a little booster, like self-esteem. But no, since you didn't like the person you rented. So say with me and Chelsea Lynn. It's like, some people like her and they praise her for cursing, talking about sex, talking about drugs, for being crude and nasty. And I do something that's very similar. Sometimes it's more over the line, but still. And they're like, you don't deserve to have a platform. Think of the children.
Oh no.
And it's like, well, you happen not to like me, but since you like Chelsea, why is it okay? Like, oh my God, I hope these people are not involved with our legal system, our police force. I hope they have no prominent roles in our society. I hope they don't fly airplanes. I hope they don't pick up the phone for customer service. I hope these types of losers are, oh my God, I don't even know. I don't want to say anything because I don't want it to sound like one job's really bad. But I just hope they're not doing something that directs other people, because the mind's not correct there. You cannot play double standard. I hope they are, scooping cat litter there. I don't know of any jobs that scoop cat litter. Well, that's all they do. That's probably a made up job. But you know what I mean? Like, I hope it's where not much thought has to go into it, because their brains aren't very good thought producers. And they shouldn't be directing society to do, very important things. With this bias and this just... Anyways, I'm done my rant. Thank you for listening.
And I'm done with all the food.
Yay!
You had like 2 bites.
Well, I'm mad.
You're always mad.
I'm always mad about something. It's like, not only do I want your children off my page, I want you off my page. Get off. I don't want you here. Oh, I give you views. I don't care about your judgmental view, lady. I don't give a rat's behind. Now, if you're here to make my experience and my job more difficult because of something that you can't own on your own and take responsibility for it, I don't need you here. I don't care how many times you've watched my videos. I don't care how many times you click it. You're one person. It probably amounts to 20 cents after all the clicking. Goodbye. Goodbye. You're not even worth $100 to me to make my job harder and to stress me out and then plant these seeds to all these other people who have to observe your comments into thinking that I'm doing something so god awful to the children. Goodbye. Leave. Okay, I'm done. And I'm not wearing pants, so I'm gonna go this way.
Should I turn off the recorder? Okay.
Right. What is wrong with people?
I don't know. Should I turn off the recorder?
Yes.
Okay.
A big thank you to my patrons for supporting this video and my executive producer, Aleezy Yeezy. For more mukbangs and other content not allowed on YouTube, join my community over on Patreon. Must be age 18 or older. And for something more personal, get a video from me on Cameo, where we can also DM each other and chat one-on-one. Patreon and Cameo are linked down below.